following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
Welcome into Mornings on Main Street on this March 24th, 2022. We're sounding good. The band sounds great. By the way, the band last night, you guys, I saw them at Judas Priest at Municipal Auditorium. The band had a late night, guys. So let's keep it going. Well done, everybody. There's a live look at the T-Dot Smartway camera as you make your way into town today. You can tell it's a little bit overcast. That means it's time for the weather. Intern. By our friends at 54 to Nashville area nonprofit serving older adults is a proud partner with the All of Us research program from the National Institutes of Health. So now you can help change the future of health by visiting our website. joinallofus.org/50forward. And our pick city today, in turn, is the wonderful community of Antioch, Tennessee. That's right. Right now it's about 40 degrees outside. Sunshine later on. High today around 60 degrees. Partly cloudy this evening, more clouds. The more clouds come in, it keeps the heat there. It does not get quite as cold. Low of 41 there. So there's your weather for today, my friends. Welcome in. We got a fun show for you today. Our good friend Catherine Mayhew, the restaurant reviewer, food blogger for Main Street Nashville, will join us this morning. I'll talk about some good things happening around town. 7:30, Chris Massaro, athletic director of MTSU, will join us. MTSU has a huge basketball game, the women tonight, against Vanderbilt down in Murfreesboro at Murphy Center, and it's going to be a great crowd. So Chris will join us. Now we're always honored to have the athletic director of MTSU join us at 7:40. Alan Bell from CBS Sportsline, who's become massively popular because he's been on the show. No, he's just a popular guy all over. Talk a little gambling, sports betting, as we get ready for the Sweet 16 is tonight. That's right. Let's bring in our good friend, the intern today. Hey, buddy, how are you, man?
Hey, man, how is it going?
Let's look at that hair today.
Ooh, let's look at it.
Okay, not bad.
Can you let me know which side my good side is?
It's every side. Look at that. Look at all that beautiful hair.
Thanks,
My
man.
goodness.
I appreciate you, bro.
Welcome in. So I hear we got pulled over yesterday.
Yeah, we got pulled over yesterday. Seatbelt.
Why? Okay. Has your work, Dad.
Yeah.
Why were you not wearing a seatbelt?
I just was coming from home. I live right down the street, so
All I'm
didn't
hearing is
think about it.
excuses.
And this guy was in a motorcycle, so it was like he was looking.
This guy, you mean this officer of the
officer,
law?
sergeant, I believe it was. I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember his name. He was really nice, super cool guy, actually. But yeah, he was like right next to me at a red light, and I was looking at him. He was looking at me. He knew I didn't have it on, and he was like, "I got to do this." We basically had a conversation with our eyes, and I was like, "All right."
Oh, I've had many of those conversations. Except they're at happy hour at 5:00,
Right.
and they lead nowhere. So we have to go. You're going to pay the bill. You got a traffic school. What we got to do here?
It's just a cheap ticket.
So I got a ticket on February the 8th. I was going to pick my boy up from, he had acting class. So I was running late. I picked him up and I got busted by a Metro cop.
Busted.
And I was going 63 and a 45, allegedly. Allegedly.
Right.
I will not admit to anything.
The wind was with you.
And he said, you know how fast you're going? And I said, fast enough that you pulled me over. And he went through a 20-second diatribe about his he has a body cam. He goes, sir, your body cam, da-da-da. And he went through this whole thing. I'm like, look, man.
Like he was upset at you?
No, he was just, I guess he had to do some kind of legal clarification for the body cam.
Prove to you that he got you.
I was like, I was speeding. I totally understand, you know. I said, by the way, and he said, yes, sir. I said, you know who I am. No, I didn't do that.
Just flipped the $100 bill. Thank you for your service.
Oh, you should see the Reese Witherspoon. It's on YouTube. I think she got pulled over in Atlanta,
right,
for speeding, and she went after you. Do you know who I am?
Oh,
and
my
that
God.
cop had no clue who
they
she
probably
was.
had no idea. My favorite one is when you get pulled over for speeding, and the cop asks you how fast you were going. It's like, I don't know, man. I got here as fast as I could. What do you need help with?
Oh, I should have used that one. That's terrible.
That's word to Michael
my
Camp. He told me that.
All right, it's time to get you a look at your headlines for the Main Street National e-edition, just delivered fresh to your inbox every weekday, and it's fantastic. And look at this. For a lot of us that grew up in Nashville, we got this story yesterday. Metro to buy Hickory Hollow Mall, leases the Vanderbilt University Medical Center. Metro government plans to purchase Hickory Hollow Mall. Hold on, how much? $24 million.
Whoa.
They're going, okay, then they'll lease it to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt will pay much more than that. All right, so there you go.
Okay.
Hickory Hollow Mall. You didn't get to, you're way younger than I am, intern. So you never got the chance to cruise the malls.
Right. Well, I grew up on the outlet mall here in Lebanon, and I went there for Christmas shopping, and there was 2 stores.
Did you cruise that mall?
I did. I cruised. It was a very small cruise.
Oh, my goodness. So there you go. At least there's some life put back into Hickory Hollow Mall there. All right, have you seen this video here of this tornado that flips a truck?
I have not, but I heard about the tornado.
All right, so this is in Texas. There's the truck. I'm going to play the video for you. I think it's a Chevrolet truck. If this is not a commercial out by this weekend by Chevrolet, how you can survive a tornado, then somebody needs to lose their job. Let me see if we get it, and we'll play it for you. All right, watch. Is it up there?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so when you see it, there's the truck there in the middle. And look, right back up. There it is. That's amazing.
Wait, one more time.
All right.
He's like, I'm just trying to take a left.
Let's show you again. There's a truck. It's been flipped around. He's in the middle of a tornado.
Oh my
It
God.
literally gets flipped upside down. And then it's back over again. Look, that Chevrolet should have that out today, not this weekend. Like he just drives off. Hey, with the tornado, and he goes. This is amazing video.
He literally just keeps going.
One more time for the people in the back
Please.
row. It's amazing. When I saw the video, I'm like, somebody said the truck survived. I'm like, I don't see a truck, but if you look closer, right in the middle of that tornado. Can you imagine?
No.
Now
like
they say
spinning?
that I've read this, that most of the fatalities happen in this because of debris. So you can imagine the amount of debris
like hitting his car.
Yes.
Truck. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Chevy strong. He's like, all right, is this a U-turn only place or?
on his way to Cracker Barrel, just going down the road one more time.
Yes.
I love this video. I mean, it's just thankfully everybody's safe on that part right there.
No kidding.
And then there he goes.
He's like, all right, well, is this the car wash?
That's something, is it not? It's just crazy.
Man, that is crazy. Good branding.
Yeah, it is. So there you go, man. A lot of people are talking about that have seen that. And now the intern has seen that. Well done. But
Yes.
love this. The dude that started the fire at the arson at the courthouse gets 5 years in prison for the Metro courthouse arson.
Nice.
Came on yesterday. Wesley Summers was sentenced to 5 years in prison. And I think if it's a federal crime, you have to serve all the time, which I think I read that correctly.
Like no parole type thing?
Nope, you got to serve the 5 years.
Huh.
There's somewhere in the article here, but I read it yesterday somewhere.
That's a fun fact.
So yeah, it is a fun fact. So don't torch the courthouse.
Right. Yeah. If you don't mind.
Yeah. This was a big news the other day. This is a train derailment in Mount Juliet. It happened on Tuesday. 12 train cars derailed, but it derailed in front of an elementary school. So you imagine getting that call, like, hey, your school's on lockdown because there's a train derailment.
Code train
that goes on there. 11 cars and one propane tanker flipped on their sides.
Whoa.
See that right there get me.
When I hear that, I just think it blew up. I mean, it didn't, right?
Did not.
Okay, good. I'm sure they have some kind of security measures in place for when they do that. But
the Great Fire Chief of Mount Juliet, Jamie Luffman, on the scene. No injuries reported when the train carrying 11 cars and tanker derailed. By the way, if you don't know the fire chief in Mount Juliet, Jamie Luffman, outstanding man. During the tornadoes, just what he did and his department did. Outstanding man and servant for our community.
Heck yeah, man.
So this is a national banner 55 years ago today. You get this in your Main Street e-edition. So there's a lot of wrecks that are going on, like accidents around state. Lebanon wreck claims 4 lives.
I was thinking that you could possibly see a derailment in this kind of paper. Like I just haven't heard of a derailment in a while.
Yeah, 1967, 55 years ago, Lebanon wreck claims 4 lives, man. So I was seeing if wrecks are, normally that will not be anymore around stories of accidents, but man, if that's a day like this, at least coming from my news background, there would be I hated getting calls on these stories like this. And there was a part when I worked in news, they were getting away from accidents, but I mean, it affects a lot of people, especially when it shuts down the interstates and there's unfortunate fatalities involved in that. All right, let's move on. So yesterday, the Tennessee Titans introduced a new wide receiver, Robert Brooks. Is that a thing?
It's Robert Woods.
Robert Woods. Where did Robert Brooks from? Robert Brooks is the other receiver that played in the NFL a while ago. Robert Woods, welcome to town. He's been in the league a while.
Well, yeah, and we love picking up wide receivers that are coming off hamstring.
The Kulik family?
Yeah, me and John Robinson, we get together.
Terry McCormick with an excellent story. Should have Terry on talk about this today. Robert Woods bring a championship to the Titans. It's a good pick though. He's a good receiver.
Yes,
but there was a draft. There was a draft. I mean, it was a trade, right? They traded for him.
Correct.
Seeing a 6th rounder over there. Awful news. Again, car crash. Pro football player Taurus Turrentine Jr. killed in a car crash in Madison yesterday. Awful.
Is that his signing day picture?
Story? Yes.
Oh my God.
This is an awful story. Just a bright young man, and reading the article there, just awful. I hate reading those stories. Right. Last night, MTSU lost in double overtime in the final game of the CBI. I think it's a college basketball invitational tournament down in Daytona Beach.
Yep, that is
in double overtime.
No, double OT.
96-90. Oh man, I watched about every bit of this game, and it was a heartbreaker because MTSU was up by 11.
Oh, really?
They're by 11 at one point.
That's why we'll talk to Alan about it later, but there's no way I can bet on college basketball just because those runs that they get on are crazy.
Yep. So tonight, and we'll have Chris Massaro on from MTSU, the athletic director, Women's National Invitational Tournament, Women's NIT. Vanderbilt goes to Murphy Center down in Marble to take on the Lady Raiders. So hopefully get a packed house tonight.
Yes.
And the significance of that game, because if the winner, this is the quarterfinal round, goes to the semifinals.
Yes,
I think they might be in
the last Raiders standing.
Yeah, I don't know if they're in New York City or not. We'll ask Chris though when he comes on.
Yes,
join us. From do you know where Chris lives? Chris Massaro lives? I
do not.
He lives in Marlboro.
No, we do. In a borough.
I said it because I used to work with somebody on TV who could not pronounce Murfreesboro. She only said Marlboro.
Just no R. Marlboro.
And so we never told her either. National Predators back on the ice tonight, taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. Part of their West tour. The Nashville Predators, man, they are they're hot and cold. They got beat 6-1 the other night after winning 2 games, 6-3 and 6-3.
Goodness.
Let's see where they are in the standings.
Right behind Minnesota.
Yeah. So a win tonight, and hopefully St. Louis and Minnesota lose.
Right.
And the National Predators can make their way, start getting ready for the playoffs, hopefully.
Not to put you on the spot, do you know that when the schedule ends? Like when's our last
April
day?
24th.
Wow, nice. That was really good. Pulled that out there.
You are more than welcome. Simba the Lion, Wolf, and the Wolf safely evacuated from war-torn Ukraine. Look at this picture here.
I'm glad
how beautiful. He would eat you in half a second.
I'm glad they, sent him there to do all he could.
Look at that. You know what? He looks like your dad. All that pretty hair right through there.
You're right. So I'm like a little lion too.
Kind of over-piercing brow.
That great big smile.
Your dad doesn't watch till 7:50. Papa intern doesn't watch till 7:15, so we're good.
He likes the highlights from me verbally afterwards. So.
I'm sure he does. That makes him feel really good. Oh my goodness! All right, let's get your horoscope in there. You ready, intern?
Yes.
For the Taurus, let's see. There we go. What we got here?
I live my life.
Assess situations. Don't let emotions dictate what you do next. Think matters through and put your energy into doing what's best for everyone. Intern, don't rely on people who are uncertain or unpredictable. Don't take a risk and leave nothing to chance. I read that as all just nonsense.
Right. Absolutely. It's like, I don't even know, just empty words.
Yeah. Think matters through. Who doesn't do that?
Don't take a risk.
Whoever's writing that up in Iowa needs to write better horoscopes for you.
Right.
11 o'clock today, our good friend Devin O'Day, Main Street Today. Make sure you join us across all these Main Street media platforms. As we tell you, her show is a 180 of our show. Her show's entertaining, informative, and fantastic. All right, we got a few more moments here before we get out of here. The top 20 TV shows came out.
Oh.
And so 60. So we talk about this each week. Where is Bob Hart's Abishola? Oh, came in 9th. I want you to give me a book report on CBS Monday night comedies, which I've never seen in my life.
Right, me neither. Well, also, okay, I see some more NCAA basketball tournaments got more views. Okay, I was like, how is number 11 the closest one? Let's see.
Well, who knows, but.
And who doesn't love The Bachelor? I'm just joking.
But I want you to give me a book report on The Neighborhood and Bob Hart's Abishola.
All right, cool.
Okay.
I'll do a double one. I can combine.
Real quick, and this made me laugh today too. Musical about the making of the film Jaws finds its star. Have we run out of ideas now that we are now doing a Broadway show on the making of the film Jaws? Hey, spoiler alert, it's about a giant shark that eats people.
Maybe,
I just don't
maybe
get
it's like just a misunderstood shark.
A misunderstood shark. Oh my goodness. It's called Bruce. About the making of, I don't want to see the making of the movie.
Oh, that is the shark's name on Nemo that is misunderstood. Hi, I'm Bruce.
Maybe that's where they got the name from.
Maybe. I never knew my father.
Yeah, it's named after the nickname given to the 25-foot mechanical great white shark, stars of Jaws.
Nice.
Who wants to see that?
Wait, it's by Steven Spielberg though?
He directed Jaws, the original Jaws.
Oh, gotcha.
Like in 1975.
Ooh, see, they got me there. I was like,
all right, time for Comic Strip Tease brought to you by
Possibly You.
All right, we're doing Blondie today. It looks like Blondie is having she's baking cakes, or is she at work? I can't tell. She's at work, it looks like.
Yeah.
With her friend. I'm not sure her friend, but it
might be a colleague.
But I'm doing the voice of Blondie and you're doing her friend, right?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 3, 2. This is Blondie Comic Strip Tease. Hey, I'm having lunch with Winona Braggart tomorrow.
You have more patience than I do. Her stories about her life and times bore me to tears.
I think she's picked up on that. She's also promised to tell them with alternate endings from now on. Oh, the band is dying laughing over there.
We switched it up.
Oh, what a terrible. That's not even funny. All right, let's take a break now. We come back. Our good friend Catherine Mayhew will join us talking about another great article she got this week, more food around the city, which we love. But before we go to the break, let's talk about a cool event that's happening on April the 7th. Yes, we're having a patio party at John A's. We're going to get Catherine Mayhew out for this too, intern. Is that cool?
Absolutely.
Presented by Johnny Hobbs and the Hobbs team at Remax, Thursday, April the 7th. It's a free pizza buffet, beer tasting, all kind of cool things that's happening. Free pizza buffet stands out to me more than anything else, including that handsome guy on the right. I
was about to say, who's that on the right, down low?
I'll be there that Thursday. Come by and say hi at John A's over and off of by Opryland over there by Music Valley Drive. Be a lot of fun. So stop by and see us on the day. Customer appreciation patio party. You had me at patio party and pizza buffet and the handsome man and the live music and the giveaways and seeing Johnny Hobbs. I mean, that's going to be the perfect day over there. All right, so we'll come back. Catherine Mayhew joins us next. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
Dental coverage may be a small investment, but it has big benefits. Because dental coverage and preventive oral care leads to more than a healthier smile. It leads to a healthier life overall. Delta Dental makes it easy to get the care you need. With the nation's largest network, you're more likely to find or keep a dentist you love. And with comprehensive coverage and additional discounts, you'll have benefits you love too. Make a lasting investment in your oral and overall health with coverage from Delta Dental. Visit deltadentaltn.com to learn more.
Hey, Toby. Toby knows comfort, whether day or night. Through the highs and the lows. Toby knows. You've put it off long enough. That old system is just out with the old, in with the new. We'll make it worthwhile all the way through. Dairyberry is your local independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. Visit DairyberryAC.com today and schedule a visit. Dairyberry Heat and Air, making customers for life.
You knew the risks when you decided to drive drunk. There could be a crash. People could get hurt or killed. You could get arrested. But one thing's for sure, you were wrong when you said it was no big deal.
All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. Live look at the T-Dot Smartway camera that's on Dickerson Pike, I-65. Nice commute on your way in today. And the weather today should be, in turn. Friends at 54, the national area nonprofit serving older adults, is a proud partner with the All of Us research program for the National Institutes of Health. Learn how you can help change the future of health by visiting the website, joinallofus.org/50forward. And the pick city of the day is Antioch, Tennessee. Temperature right now, 42 degrees. High today around 60. Tonight, partly cloudy. No rain, though, but a lot of clouds in the area. That's okay, though. That'll keep the heat in for us, and there's no rain, no snow, so we're good. It's all good, man. All right, every time this week on Thursday, let's bring in our dear friend, Catherine Mayhew, restaurant reviewer, food blogger, a fantastic writer with Main Street Nashville. Good morning, Catherine. Are you back in town, safe and sound?
Back in town, safe and sound. A big old deep dish Chicago pizza in my belly.
How much, when you go to a place like Chicago, how much do you when they say when in Rome, I mean, how much do you eat what's made Chicago famous with the pizza and all that other stuff?
Always. Any place I go, I do a pathetic amount of research. And seriously, and the two goals last week were real deep dish Chicago pizza and an Italian beef sandwich. And both accomplished.
That
Delicious.
sounds fantastic right there. All right, let's bring up your article this week. And again, it is simply fantastic. Another great job that you've done here. Let me get there. And then
Speaking of Italian pizza, let's talk Ethiopian.
All right, so here's the deal, Catherine. This is why I'm glad you're here. I've never been in an Ethiopian restaurant. I've never had the desire to go into a restaurant. And that's what we talk about each week, is that we need to expand our palate. I need to do this, and you've inspired me again.
Yeah, have you ever been to any of the restaurants I've recommended?
Yeah, we went to Little Hats over in Germantown.
Okay, good for you.
Fantastic.
One down.
Fantastic. And I need to go to Everest when I get back in town next week. We're going to do those there too. But the Ethiopian, explain with this place. First of all, Ethiopian food. Is there something Ethiopian food is known for?
Absolutely. So there is, you can see in the background that sort of brown layer beneath the other stuff. Other stuff. It's called injera. It is bread made of teff flour, which is something that we don't use over here very much. And the idea is, the way it's done is only with your right hand, you tear off a piece of this bread. It's kind of spongy, a little bit like a sourdough. It's delicious. And then with the bread, you pick up, in that picture, you see you see a beef dish, a lamb dish in the back, cabbage in the middle, and lentils on the right. And you pick up a little bit of say, lentils.
Okay.
And that's how you eat, all with your right hand, using the bread as kind of a scoop.
So I'm reading the second paragraph.
You can do that. A little bit of practice. We'll give you some Wonder Bread and some baked beans. And you can practice.
He said in the article, if you want to eat like this, eat like an Ethiopian, put your left hand to your side or just sit on it, using only your right hand, tear off a piece of sounds impossible to me.
No, it's not. Ethiopians have done it for centuries. You can do it too. It's a fun way. Seriously, if you have not had Ethiopian food, it's a really fun way to learn something new. Their dishes are not, I wouldn't say they're highly spiced. There's some spice in them, but it's not like, eating a jalapeno.
Right.
And everything's delicious. They just, the lamb stew in particular is just, so good. And it's fun, and actually I will say this. I was with a group of people who had never eaten in an Ethiopian restaurant.
Oh,
and
fun.
The server kind of identified me as the person to ask things. And as all these dishes were coming out, she looked at me and she said, "Should I bring silverware?" I said, "Yeah, probably a good idea." So you don't have to do this with your hand. It's just if you want to sort of get the full experience, you should do it with your hand.
Oh, I love it. God, I love your writing so much. It's just the staff is used to diners who may struggle through their first attempt to tackle this unique way of presenting and eating food. In other words, we've all looked like idiots. That is simply beautiful.
Absolutely. We've all looked like idiots. And at Gojo, they're used to accommodating people who aren't accustomed to eating this way.
Right.
And there's no stink eye involved. They're very happy to give you the knife and the fork and the napkin and, let you go for it.
All right. So I've told you before, I'm not a fan of spicy food. It doesn't sit well with the JoJo. And at Gojo, is Ethiopian food known for being spicy or no?
Yeah, yes and no. It depends on the dish. It's kind of like when you go to a Mexican restaurant. If you get something with jalapenos, it's going to be spicy. If you get a cheese quesadilla, you're okay if you're not good with the spice. And it's the same thing. Like in that particular picture, the only spicy thing was the beef sort of stew in the back. So it's not overly spicy. You could do it. You could do it, Joe.
I don't know about that. You love the Thompson Lane area, don't you, over there?
I have areas in town that I'm particularly fond of. Thompson Lane is one. Nolensville Road, the king of all roads, is another. Charlotte Ave is another. And in general, the banging metropolis of Antioch. There is so much good food in Antioch.
I drive by these places often and I never noticed, but now you've got me noticing things, Catherine, like the Gojo Ethiopian restaurant that I need to see and stop by and check out. I would have never given it a second thought had I not read your article and talked to you.
Well, that's what I'm here for, isn't it? Lead you along, help you out.
Thank you. The Ethiopian coffee. That's to me, that's an interesting tidbit to this article.
This was so cool, I have to say. And this I was unfamiliar with until this last trip. So someone at the table ordered Ethiopian coffee. And of course, Ethiopian coffee beans are among the finest in the world, like undisputed. So she orders a coffee. This is early in the meal. And the server brings out a little dish of roasting coffee beans. And I wasn't sure why she did that. And I had to look all this up later, I'm going to admit. And she wanted you to appreciate the aroma of these coffee beans. And then she takes them away. And then we don't see nothing more about coffee until we've actually finished our meal. And then the coffee service comes out. And it's in a beautiful clay coffee pot, as it were, and little cups and a little dish of incense, which is lit with a burning coal. And the idea is you sip the coffee and the incense is there to drive away any bad spirits that may be hanging around, which I just love. I mean, what a lovely way to end a meal, right? I mean, it's the coffee's delicious. And then you have this sort of wonderful, you walk out of Gojo with great vibes because, all the bad stuff's gone. So
that's right.
It's a wonderful way to end a meal.
I did not know that the coffee was was famous for that. I mean, that is another reason that you're the best. The incense is lit with a hot coal to produce smoke that's meant to carry away any bad spirits. You're right, because you walk out feeling kind of revived and refreshed. And full.
Absolutely. I have a thing, it's just for me, but whenever I leave a restaurant and I'm visibly smiling, it's not an approval thing. It's oh boy, I've had a great meal thing. And if you don't leave this place visibly smiling, then you have no feelings. It's a wonderful place. And you don't, let me say one more thing. You don't have to order the way that picture depicts. You can just order one thing. Like all you want is beef stew. Okay, fine. But the way to order it, if you go way down on the menu, there's a million selections, and it's going to sort of mystify anybody who's never eaten this way before.
I think it's fantastic. And I think you, again, I'm a big fan of your articles, and I just think you describe this place so well for somebody like me that has no clue what Ethiopian food is.
Well, I was talking to somebody the other day, Nashville, why do all these wonderful cultures exist here? And I'm not really sure. But when I can go to a Nepali restaurant one week and an Ethiopian restaurant the next, right in my own hometown, we're just so lucky here to have this available to us.
Oh, absolutely. I love it. So I got to try out Everest, and I got to try out Ethiopian. And of course, we did Little Hats, the Italian restaurant in Germantown, which you recommended.
Can I go with you when you go to the Ethiopian restaurant?
Yes,
I just want to watch.
All right. So me, you, and the intern next week, we will do that. That's a date. We're going to go.
Well, wait, you've got your pizza party with the free pizza buffet. So
that's April 7th. That's April 7th. So we got plenty of time for that.
So we have time.
You can show up too. You better show up for the pizza buffet, okay?
I'm all about a pizza buffet.
All right, we will email you, and we'll go to the Ethiopian next week together. Me, you, and the intern.
I'll wait for that email forever.
You better not. All right, Catherine. Thank you. We will see you next week.
Okay, bye.
Catherine Mayhew, the restaurant reviewer, food blogger for Main Street Nashville. We absolutely love her. All right, as we go to the break, she was just talking about, let's bring up the event that's happening on April the 7th over at John A's. There you go. Gets customer appreciation patio party at John A's April the 7th. Free pizza buffet, beer tasting going on over there, live music giveaways. Be a lot of fun. Presented by the Hobbs team at Remax Carriage House. So we'll have fun. April the 7th from 4 to 10. I'll be out there having a good time. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. Chris Massaro, the athletics director at MTSU, will join us. Big night down in Murfreesboro. We'll tell you why coming up next.
I can't think of anything more important than buying and selling a new home, except for one thing, and that's finding a new home for a displaced pet here in the Middle Tennessee area.
We got Mr. Charlie out at Lucky Farms Animal Rescue, a sweet little pit bull named Luna at Mount Juliet Animal Control. Please help us find her a home. We're getting him back to on all four paws, but we need someone to take him home.
Hunter Briley, Regal Realty Group, proud sponsor of Pet of the Week. He was the first one to hop on board, 4 or 5 months ago. Let's bring in our good friend Hunter Briley from Regal Realty Group, who joins us this morning. My man, how are you, buddy?
He doesn't even know he's missing a leg. He's that sweet. I know somebody out there has a place in their home for him.
Thank you so much, Joe, for all your help and work that we're doing on this. I'm so excited to be part of Pet of the Week every single week.
Love you, Big Joe. Love you bunches. See you.
Hero, man. All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. It's going to be a fun night down in Murfreesboro as the MTSU Lady Raiders host the Vanderbilt Commodores in a women's national invitational tournament. Anytime these two teams get together, especially when Vanderbilt goes down to Murfreesboro, it's a lot of fun. And with that, let's bring in the athletics director at MTSU, a good friend of mine that I think the world of, Chris Massaro. Chris, thank you for doing this morning. I think you might. Your computer might be on mute. Hold on, we'll figure this out here. We're used to this. All right. So I think intern's going to effort that. So with that, I'm going to put up the screen real quick. There we go. Tonight at Murphy Center, round of 16, MTSU Lady Raiders host Vanderbilt. All tickets are $15 in general admission. Be a fantastic game. Doors open at 5, and the game starts at 6. And then so intern, do we need to do anything with Chris? You're working it, aren't you, over there? Yeah, there you go. You're unmuted.
Yeah, I'm asking Chris if he's able to re-enter the studio.
Okay. We'll get him on here.
We'll get it. Yeah.
Get him back on here in a second. So anyway, this is always fun. I always like when MTSU and Vanderbilt, I mean, my goodness, 30 miles, 40 miles away from each other and play. It's like the other day when Vanderbilt played Belmont in the game. I love it when those two just around the area.
Right. Yep.
And somebody said years ago they should do this in November, December, have a college basketball in-state tournament. The MTSU and Belmont and Vanderbilt and Tennessee and Austin P and Chattanooga and Memphis. It'll never happen, though, because everybody's always kind of going their separate ways. But I would love to happen and let it go. And so we're still efforting him to get him on here. We'll get there.
See if we got him now.
Chris, you there, buddy? He's still, the volume's down. All right, put the screen back up there full if you don't mind as we work with Chris to get this going on for tonight. And big game. I mean, of course, with the MTSU men last night, lost in the final round of the college basketball invitational tournament. I watched every second of that game. They played UNC Wilmington. They went to double overtime and lost the game 96-90. But what a ride, I mean, for this basketball program. What a great season they had and made their way through and got it all the way there to the final game last night down at Daytona Beach, and unfortunately lost the game. So they did that. Hey, intern, you want to take a quick break and see if we can effort Chris again?
Yes.
All right, take a quick break. We'll get Chris. We'll be right back.
And they've got an e-reader, which is just, for people like me, I have grown up with a newspaper holding it in my hand. I really like that experience. But the e-reader or the press reader that Main Street has, you get to see a front page. You get to see the business stocks. You get to see all of that. But if you see a photo and it's got a little icon on the bottom, when you see that icon, that means there's a gallery there.
I love writing and journalism just on its own, and I think I learned that during the pandemic because I was covering all kinds of non-sports related things and still having fun with it, still finding out a lot of great stories. But when you can combine something I'm already interested in, have a lot of knowledge about in sports, I feel like I'm really able to combine two of my passions at the same time, and that's really rewarding for me.
All right, welcome back now. Let's see if we can get Chris on there. Chris, how are you, buddy? We hear something over there.
Hey, Joe, you're sounding like I can't really understand you, though.
Well, that's been my problem my entire life. Nobody's been able to understand me.
I do like your sweatshirt. You look good in your sweatshirt. I appreciate that. And I can't hardly hear you. So I'm just going to say, man, I heard what you said about us playing Vanderbilt, and it is a big deal to us. We're so excited to have Vanderbilt come. being the WNIT. We got a big game tonight at 6:30. Shea Ralph's done just a tremendous job with that program, and they're going to be a lot different team. We played them in our season opener, and happened to be fortunate enough to win that game. But it's going to be a incredible game tonight, and if you're in the area, just come on out. It's going to be a little March Madness right at the Murphy Center.
All right, can you hear us now?
I can't hear what you're saying.
That's okay, though. All right. Well, hopefully you can. It'll start, and then we'll. I'll keep rambling here for just a second again to see this, to get you on here. Technology. We love technology, but we see. Well, do you want to intern? Do you want to? All right. Let's put Chris on hold. Okay. With that, do you want to bring Alan Bell on? Let's bring Alan Bell. All right, Chris, we'll get back to you 1 second. Alan Bell, you there?
Hey, I'm here, Big Joe. How we doing?
How are you? Intern's going to talk to Chris Massaro there. We'll take you on that end. But, Alan, we want to get you on because I know it's your time that's coming on here. Hey, listen, thanks for moving up on a Thursday with a Sweet 16 tonight. A lot of fun. You glued to the TV all night?
Oh, yeah. I can't wait, right? And, it's tough when you've got 4 games, in a short amount to do it. So everything that we saw last weekend of, 48 basketball games, you're going to get that condensed in about the span of 3 hours. So it's going to be fantastic, man. I can't wait.
What are you looking forward to tonight when you see these games that play like that? I mean, obviously, the St. Peter's, I don't know if they're playing tonight or not, but you see a team like that, this is kind of an aberration. A team like St. Peter's getting the Sweet 16, there's no way they go any farther than this, right? I mean, just because we look at the history of this stuff.
Well, I thought that after the first game, right? Like, after they beat Kentucky, I was like, okay, man, like, this is awesome. It's the best win in the history of their program. But, it's tough to do that twice in a row, right? Well, they did. They took down Murray State, right? So it's like this team just keeps coming. So that's what I love about March Madness, is that it's the most volatile but most exciting postseason that we have in collegiate or professional sports. So who knows? I will say this, though. The last game tonight between Houston and Arizona, that is going to be it quite possibly could be the most fun game of the entire tournament. That's how good both of these teams are.
Why do you say that? I mean, obviously we live over here. We don't see a lot of Arizona that happens, and we know Kelvin Sampson, the head coach at Houston. Why do you like this game?
So, all right. So first off, you look at Houston, you look at Kelvin Sampson. The last 2 years in all of college basketball, through the regular season, postseason, everything, nobody has won more games than Houston. And then you look at Arizona. This team is young, but they're an entire NBA team, right? Like, you're going to see all of these guys in the NBA. They're built for it. They play differently than other teams do. It looks like playing an NBA game. So I'm fascinated to see it. Arizona obviously being, the favorite, but they're a 1 seed and they're only favored 1.5 points to a 5, right? Ooh. Like that goes to show you how good Houston is. And I'll tell you this, Houston has covered 5 straight. They've won all 5 of those by 10+ points or more. They're the only team that hasn't had a scare in the tournament. They're just running through everyone.
Who did Houston beat last weekend?
It was, gosh, I can't remember now right off the top of my head. Man, I cannot remember. It's gonna kill me.
Me too. Because the reason I ask is because I heard a stat. Whoever the team was, I can't remember. Houston has the record of been to the most Final Fours that they've never won a championship. And
wow. It was Illinois. It was Illinois who they beat last weekend. Yeah.
Illinois has been to 5 Final Fours and never won it.
Wow. That's a crazy stat.
Little history there for Houston as they take on Arizona tonight. I like that, because Houston's very underrated program because they don't play in the big Power 5 conference, and sometimes you forget about them. But the fact that they're still there in the Sweet 16 and got a heck of a coach is a really good thing.
Oh, absolutely, right. And that's what a lot of this comes down to, right? Is your talent and then how well you're coached, and you're going to see 2 very well coached teams. And think about that. Before we get that, we get Texas Tech and Duke. And then we get Michigan and Villanova before that. And then Arkansas and Gonzaga. Like, these 4 games tonight are going to be phenomenal. And the same thing Friday night as well. So, yeah, like we are set for a really good weekend.
All right, so Alan, you deal with this every day, the sports betting world. How many people put money, not obviously throw it up there generically, but how many people do you think bet on Duke just because of the fairy tale with Coach K saying goodbye?
Oh yeah, you'll get that for sure. Like favorites in any sport are always a public, bet, right? So teams like Alabama and Nick Saban, right? Like these teams always get money. Tom Brady, the public just loves betting on these teams, and especially that you're getting Duke at an underdog at plus 1.5 points. Yeah, you're going to have a ton of money come in on Coach K. Legitimately, it sounds crazy, but you definitely will.
All right, so tomorrow we got St. Peter's taking on Purdue. We talked about it at the beginning of the segment there. Purdue's a good basketball team. And again, we love St. Peter. We love to see the story of them going all the way to do that. Just not going to happen, right? I mean, just because history tells us that's not going to happen, Alan.
Yeah, it does, but when you're looking at it from a betting perspective, however, that's where you can have some fun with this game. So 12.5, like that's a lot of points. That's a lot of possessions a team has to be up. And think about this, St. Peter's all season long in college basketball, a top 3 against a spread team in the country. And here's a little trivia question. Can anybody name who number 1 is all season long?
Vanderbilt.
Middle Tennessee State.
No.
Yep. Absolutely. The Blue Raiders, that was a tough loss last night in the championship game, but they had an amazing season. And for bettors, there legitimately was no better team in the country than Middle Tennessee State.
Oh, that is fantastic information. Yeah. Thank you, Al. I did not know that. Another game tomorrow night, North Carolina, UCLA, the Blue Bloods of college basketball. Just as a fan, what a great game that's going to be. But I don't know, something about Carolina. I'm not, they'll probably get destroyed tomorrow night because I'm saying this, but man, that was a fun game watching them last weekend and seeing what they're doing now. I don't know. Carolina's got a little something going there.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing their best basketball of the season, right? And a big thing about this tournament is, think about basketball games. They're only 40 minutes long. And what North Carolina's figured out is, well, if we just jump out to a big lead every game, like it's tough for people to come back on us, right? So, yeah, like North Carolina's been playing really good basketball. Their guards have been putting up threes. They took out Baylor and Marquette, in their last 2 games and scored 93 and 95 points doing it. So
that's crazy. What's funny, Alan? I was scrolling down here and I saw tennis. And we've had you on now, and you're fantastic. And you're telling us about just the betting world of everything you can bet, anything, anytime, anywhere. And I bet you there's somebody we know betting on tennis today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right. And when you see the screen right here, see the green and the red and it starts flickering, right? Yeah. That's people across the world that are betting on those right now. And you'll see the live numbers going up and down. So it shows you that people are not only betting it, they're live betting it. Right? Like, that's what makes it even better. You can bet on live darts. I'm not kidding. Like, it's crazy.
Have you ever bet on live darts, Alan?
I have once, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, we did it actually we were at the Corner Pub in Midtown a long time ago, right? But yeah, like you could bet on legitimately any sport, almost any game. It's craziness, man. It's a lot of fun. It's fun to just scroll through and just look at all the stuff that's on there. A lot of the soccer, like I can't even pronounce the teams. You know what I mean? Like, it's tough, but it's a lot of fun.
Last question, we got you, and I know you're busy today. The Predators have this West Coast trip, and I've always remembered when these teams go on these West Coast trips, the last game on the West Coast is always seems to be they're just like, I want to get home. So if I'm betting tonight, I'm going with the Vegas Golden Knights just because it's the last game for the road trip for the Predators and they want to get home.
Yep. That's a good call. And I'll tell you this, you could go that route. You could get a minus 105 on the money line. Also playing the under is a good play as well, because like you said, when teams kind of just want to get home, a lot of the pucks don't find the back of the net. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's a great strategy from you right there.
I like it. Last question real quick. The intern and I were talking before we came on the show this morning about the MTSU basketball game last night, where they're up by 11 and you're feeling good. And you see a team goes on a run like UNC Wilmington does, and you've got money on MTSU. What a sinking feeling that is.
Oh my gosh, it's brutal, right? Then you get into the point where if you had MTSU minus 4.5 and there's 30 seconds left and they're up by 2, well, it looks like they're not going to cover, but they're going to win. So you're kind of hoping for overtime, which you got, right? Like you actually had 2 overtimes. So you're like, okay, let's get to overtime. We can get back over that 4.5. So that's what makes betting so much fun on these games, that everybody's pulling in different directions based on what they have. It's a lot of fun, man.
All right, man, you're the best. Thank you for switching up this weekend. We really appreciate you. We'll talk to you next week, Alan. Thanks, brother.
Hey, look forward to it, my man. Be good.
All right, Alan Bell, CBS Sportsline. Man, he's so much fun. He got so much knowledge. He's such a great follow on social media, too. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. More Mornings on Main Street after this.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Buddy Allen, it's a tradition. Come on into our store. Buddy Allen, it's a heritage for 40 years and more. What makes a house kind of special? Close friends walking in the door. Flowers blooming in the springtime and little children playing on a Buddy Allen floor.
I want to thank you for the show. We never quit. We never quit. Let's see if we got the athletic director, Chris Massaro, there for us. Chris, how are you, buddy? Did it work this time? Intern, you're working feverishly behind the scenes back there to do this. I'm going to put the screen again up real quick that we can have this. I like that. Singing the Buddy Allen theme all day. Boom. There we go. All right. So there we have it. 1, 2, 3, 4. WNIT round of 16 tonight. MTSU, the Lady Raiders host the Vanderbilt Commodores. Not the Lady Commodores, but the Vanderbilt Commodores. Never call them the Lady Doors. That's incorrect. Vanderbilt Commodores tonight down in Murfreesboro. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
Yes. We got you. Good to see you,
Wow.
buddy.
I've switched browsers. So I've gone to my iPhone, to the laptop, so I apologize, but
No.
Thank you for your patience.
No. All right, tell me about tonight and how big this is tonight for both schools.
Well, I number one, it's local, and we love that, and Vanderbilt's had a really good season. Shea Ralph's done a tremendous job. And so we're so excited to have them back in the Glass House. We opened the season with them, and to have them come back and in a postseason tournament, it's a big game for us, and it's a big game for the area, and it's a big game for people that are fans of women's basketball to be a part of March Madness right at Murphy Center.
Are you so glad that this path of both schools are able to meet tonight?
I am thrilled. And when we got the brackets, that was what we were hoping for. And I think it's going to be a great thing. So we're expecting a big crowd, and their band's coming, our band's here. And so it's going to be an electric atmosphere. They're cheerleaders. They're bringing a student bus. So it's gonna have a lot of back and forth with fans. And that's what you want in an event. It's going to be a electrified event.
And you're opening the doors, that's his correctly, is at 5:30, correct?
Yeah, 5:30. So it's general admission. And generally speaking, Joe, when you have general admission, you get your real boisterous fans down on the floor. And it gives a whole different atmosphere than you might have in the regular season. So it's going to be a great atmosphere in there with a lot of noise and going both ways.
And again, you talk about you guys met in the regular season. That's always fantastic to do that. But to meet in a tournament with one team advancing and one team going home, I mean, this is just the extra special tonight.
It is, and that's the great thing about basketball is that, you know, you play and you play and you play, and then at some point, for almost everyone, your season comes to a screeching halt. And we don't want that to happen tonight. We're undefeated on our home floor, both men and women. We've not lost a game all year at the Murphy Center, so that's a big deal to us, and we definitely want to protect our home court tonight.
Also, you're going to be mighty proud of the men's team. I know they lost last night in the finals of the CBI, but the fact that they got there, had a fantastic season, and got those games on ESPN2, Chris, for the national audience. I know they lost, but it's a win for the program and for MTSU with that exposure.
It is, Joe, and the fact that we had a 21-game turnaround is just staggering, you know, and the job that those guys did buying in and playing as a one. You know, that they shared the basketball. Coach McDevitt did a fantastic job with them. So we've got a lot to build on for next year. We've had that postseason experience. Our last two losses in tournament games have been triple overtime and double overtime. And so the glass half full in me says, man, that's great, we're battling. And then the glass half empty says, you know, we got a little bit of maturity and a little bit of growth to do, and that'll be something that the coaches and everyone can work on in the off season. But man, that was tough. That felt like we could have won both those games, but it gives you something in the off season to really build on, and that's the whole goal. We've got a lot of momentum in our men's basketball program, and we're just excited where we are and that we can make a deep run next year in March as well.
Love it. Love it. Have a great night, Chris. Thank you for your patience, for sticking with us this morning, and best of luck tonight. I hope it's a packed house.
Thanks, Joe. Love your sweatshirt. Thanks for what you do. This is such a great show. One of the benefits I had in trying to figure all this out is I got to listen to you for another 20 minutes. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. You're the man, Chris. Thank you, buddy.
Take care, Joe.
All right. Chris Massaro, athletic director at MTSU. Intern, kudos to you behind the scenes there to getting everything going on, man. I cannot thank you enough for that.
Hey, no problem, man. Sorry to Chris Massario there. We couldn't figure it out towards the end, but we appreciate you sticking around for
That's right.
Awesome. Thank you for doing that.
He knows all about his computer now. He knew things. He had no idea that were going on.
He
got it in.
What a trooper.
He has a trooper. All right, before we go real quick, so tomorrow I'm headed to DC today. I'm running the marathon up there on Saturday. So intern will be here tomorrow.
Yes.
We'll have we run a little late, but I've posted our pet of the week on my Facebook page. Just search Big Joe on the Go. You'll have it tomorrow.
Yes.
For everybody. Again, thanks to Hunter Briley and the Regal Realty Group. You'll have all that for us tomorrow. Before we go, we got one moment real quick.
Okay.
Let's do celebrity birthdays.
Yes. I'm down.
All right. So you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
All right, brought to you by our good friends at Donaldson Cafe and Catering. I went by there yesterday and ate their Swedish meatballs.
Did you really? How was it?
Oh, it's so good.
Today's that turkey and dressing.
I had 3 servings.
Did you really?
Don't tell me. I've got to run on Sunday.
Don't
Saturday. Today is chicken and dressing. It's just fantastic.
Chicken and dressing.
Donaldson Cafe and Catering.
Nice.
All right, first off, how old is Tommy Hilfiger?
He is 91.
71. Robert Carradine. He was Revenge of the Nerds. How old's Robert Carradine?
59.
68. How old is Star Jones? Used to be on The View.
61.
60.
Hey.
You finally got one. You've gone 3 days without getting one.
Let's go.
The Undertaker, the wrestler. How old is he?
Oh, he's scary. Let's do. Ooh, that's a good one. 57.
57 exactly.
Let's go.
Jim Parsons from Big Bang Theory. Is he Sheldon? Is that his name?
Not sure. I don't watch the show.
Me neither.
Let's say I'm sure he's one of the younger guys. Let's go 32.
49. 49? That's what he is. Goodness.
He's one of the stars.
Jessica Chastain. She got nominated for an Oscar for playing Tammy Faye Baker.
Oh. Let's do 60. 6.
45. Singer Nick Lowe used to be married to Carlene Carter. How old is Nick Lowe?
65.
73.
Ah.
That's right, though. Laura Flynn Boyle. She was in, what was she in back in the day?
In Boyle. You gonna give me the hint or
no?
Oh,
I don't remember.
Let's go 71.
She is 52.
Of course she is.
Rapper Maceo of De La Soul.
De La Soul. 48.
52. Not bad.
Close.
Finally, it's the sheriff's birthday today.
Of Lebanon?
Peyton Manning.
Oh, well, Pay. Ooh.
Get it right, man. Peyton Manning. Get this right.
46.
46 exactly. Yes! What a day for you, intern.
Let's go.
Working, you're sweating like a pig back there, working nonstop. Can't thank you enough.
Thank you, sir.
Well done, brother. Thank you. All right, that's our show today. Thanks for all the guests. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for Chris Massaro, Alan Bill, Catherine Mayhew, everybody on the show today. Really appreciate your time for hanging out with us. Again, make your way in the world today. Be nice, be kind. Let people in traffic smile, lift other people's spirits up. And remember this, that nobody ever went broke by giving. We'll see you guys tomorrow.